Well, and I am very excited to talk about our franchise focus when we get to the franchise focus, because it's a good reminder that the only thing that matters is the damn franchise focus. So why don't you talk about the franchise focus now that we're ready for the franchise focus?
Well, that is Caleb Williams, who is 20 for 38, 256 through the air. Another strong, starting to get those passing yards up. 3 touchdowns. We talked in the pregame show how no team had thrown for 2 touchdowns against the Lions all season. Caleb throws 3. Gets them in position once again for Flus to blow the game. I mean, he is really good at that. He is fourth quarter Caleb. I'm going to put my head coach in perfect position to do something stupid.
You need a first-round pick. If you need a number 1 pick in the draft,
yeah,
call yourself Matt Eberflus. He'll get you one.
You know, it was I would still call this an up-and-down game for Caleb. For most of the first half was not very good. There were some misses along the way. Including late, he needed to hit DJ Moore on that crosser, and it looked like DJ Moore had a chance to take that all the way into the end zone if he did.
Oh yeah,
so
he absolutely did. It was a big miss,
and obviously he's got to snap that ball faster at the end of the game, despite his head coach screwing him by not calling a timeout there. You gotta. And a more experienced quarterback would definitely do that. So, look, I think overall everyone's feeling great about Caleb. This is 3 games in a row. 3 good teams, again, in the North. It sucks that he's now 0-3 against the NFC North because, in my opinion, he's done enough in all 3 games to be 3-0. And that sucks, man. It's because this starts to be his record, too, right? Now he's 4-8, too.
Yeah,
and there, and these are the things that end up being talked down the line. Oh, he's hasn't won an NFC North game yet. And it's like that doesn't tell the whole story because he's done enough to do it. And so I got a feel for Caleb at the same time too, while also acknowledging that there were probably 6 to 7 plays in this game that he probably would tell you that he would make that throw.
Absolutely.
Or he would do do this differently.
I mean, as you said on the first touchdown drive to Keenan Allen, where he breaks 2 records on one throw on the first touchdown pass. He broke the all-time NFL record for consecutive attempts without an interception, and then he broke the franchise rookie as a rookie for consecutive attempts without an interception, and then broke the all-time franchise touchdown record for a rookie in Chicago Bears history. But on that drive, it was the full Caleb Williams experience, running for his life, trying to make circus plays, sacks. Then all of a sudden they find themselves. He makes some miraculous plays at a touchdown. This entire game was the full Caleb Williams experience where they can't get anything going in the first half, and then the light comes on. And so it's within him. He has all the talent in the world. They have to get a coaching staff that's not only prepared. We continue to focus on the preparation or lack thereof at the end of games, but we also have to acknowledge the lack of preparation for this team on their first drives, in their first quarters, in their first halves, because every time it's putting them behind, and then they have to play catch up, which makes your margin of error razor thin. And this isn't a team that can afford that right now. So please, for the love of God, hire a coach that can get this team and this quarterback prepared to play some football every week.
So, first of all, I mean, this is a down and then up game. And today, there was a point deep in the second quarter where, we were talking as we're watching the game. I think he had 13 yards passing. So for him to get to what he finished with 256,
yeah.
That is a major, major turnaround. But look, he had the 1 touchdown pass to DJ in the left corner of the end zone where he signaled, he saw it, and he just an absolute perfect throw for a touchdown. That's exactly what you are looking for. And to be able to dig yourself out of the holes that they're in and get back to where it's just incredibly impressive. Now, sure, he's holding it too long at times, sacked again 5 times today. I think every Bears fan is watching saying, get rid of it. And he's at times, at least, he needs to get rid of it faster. But I'm not worried about his record, Hogue. None of that. I mean, it matters a little bit in the future. It'll matter a ton. But right now it's about getting him to a point where he sees it as fast as possible. And the only thing that's missing right now really is just start faster. Come out of the gates firing. If they start doing that, and if he plays in the first half like he plays in the second half, the Bears will start winning a lot of football games.
No question about
But
it.
So
they did do a better job the last couple of weeks of getting off to, at least a little bit better starts. Today I would say it was understandable, especially the first quarter. I mean, look, you don't want to go 3 and out, but you did. And then you didn't really get the ball back till the second quarter.
Right.
Because the Lions were doing and
they had run like
Detroit's a good football team.
That's why my point is you were playing a really good team today. So now by the end of the second quarter, I'm like, all right, this is getting a little different. Where are the adjustments? But I will say Thomas Brown made adjustments. So I didn't think he was running enough man concepts against man defense. Like, where were the picks? Where were the rubs and all this? Now they start doing it. The Cole Kmet gets called for 2 OPIs. That can't happen. Those were both good calls. And then the one in the middle where where they ran the play correctly, that's how you run that pick play. But at least the coordinator was starting to call stuff better and he made adjustments to what the Lions were doing. This is a good Lions defense. We talked about that in the pregame show. And at the end of the game, they did plenty of things to bust some of these amazing tendencies that, remember, before the game, I said they had a lot of point in 10 quarters?
Yep.
Well, add 2 more onto that. The Bears had no points at halftime.
Right.
Yep.
So they were on a hell of a run. So it's notable what Caleb Williams and the Bears offense were able to do in the second half there to get 20 points on the board.
I mean, 7 for 15 on third down is impressive.
That's 3 straight weeks now since Thomas Brown's been calling plays where they're dialed in on third down. What were they on fourth down?
Fourth down today, the Bears were 0 for 2.
0 for 2. So
that didn't help your point, but that's okay.
But they've been very good on fourth down
They
as well.
have.
0 for 2 is not going to.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
But I was curious.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And look, it's not just on third down too. It's like third down, fourth quarter, have to have it, and they're. I mean,
second and 25. You know, they make a big throw.
Right. Most of us.
Sometimes it's just a feeling thing. Like when it's. Are there any plays where you're feeling like, oh, we don't have a chance to convert this?
Right. Not anymore.
It doesn't feel that way.
Not
right?
anymore.
And that's a huge thing just for Bears fans, for those of us that cover this team for a long time. Like, it's just like you have a chance with Caleb on any play, even when he's standing in the back of his own end zone and he just does a little dump off. Was that to DJ, I think?
Yeah.
And he runs off with it. Like, now, I also feel like he could take a sack on any given play. But they have a chance to convert and move the sticks on any play, no matter the situation. I even felt there on that third. When that ball was in the air on that last play, I'm like, there's a chance this gets caught. Now, it would have been caught at the 1 yard line as the clock expired, but it could have been caught.
Right.
The miracle play today where he looked like he was running out of bounds, then he flipped it to DJ, and then
Mahomes-esque.
the last week, he's running and he leaps up in the air, throws against his body, lofts it to DeAndre Swift. Like those plays, obviously you can't rely on them, but when you tend to make one every single week, then it's like, oh, well, that whole Superman thing that him and Thomas Brown are talking about, like, run the play, do what the offense is calling for, just, be a standard quarterback, and then, okay, then now you can go be Superman. Like, the fact that that's been a conversation with those two and that bond is super exciting.
We all silly like the mayor.